Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Woodchucks Baseball Network for tonight's game here in Lakeshore as the Chucks head to Kapco Park for the first time this season. Will Charlton with you tonight. After the Chucks swept a doubleheader over the Madison Mallards yesterday and finished in walk-off fashion in the 10th inning over the Mallards after being down 7-4 going into the 9th. The Chucks are able to score 3, force extras, and then Dalton Pearson played hero of the night after making an incredible throw for out number 1 in the 10th. After Estevan Moreno was trying to score from second, Dalton Pearson threw him out at home and then had the walk-off RBI single, which gave the Chucks their second win in the day and their 5th straight over Madison. They advanced to 14-10, while these Lakeshore Chinooks sit at 8-15 entering tonight. And as the Chinooks are out there on defense, let's see who's out there in the outfield. From left to right, Drew Townsend, Hunter Grimes, and Adam Kootway. In the infield, from third to first, Josh Overbeek, Gabe Ressler, Brady Counslow, Cody Kelly. Behind the dishes, Joseph Spence. And on the mound is the right-hander, Jackson Bond. And Dalton Pearson, who leads off, hits this one into left field. Dalton Pearson, the first pitch he sees is off the wall in left field. One pitch, one double. And the Woodchucks are on the board here already. Dalton Pearson, his third double in now these last 2 games. After he went 3 for 5 last night, including the RBI game-winning single, he as well had 2 doubles and now is on the board already with a double here after the first pitch thrown from Jackson Bond. That is how you start the game off if you're Wausau. Right back at it is Dalton Pearson. The rest of the batting order. Up next is Brennan Holt, the second baseman from Oklahoma State University. Then it's Brent Witter, Colin Brigham, Jesse Donahoe, Mike McGinnis, Drew Stengren, Simon Sherry, and Brady Jergella. Bond's first pitch to Brennan Holt was outside on a fastball, as Holt showed bunt but then decided to pull it back as it was outside. Woodchucks already with a runner in scoring position. Looking to take an early lead here against the Chinooks, a team who they are 2-0 so far against this season. A couple of wins back at Athletic Park in the 3rd and 4th games of the season. A 11-5 win and a 15-11 win for the Chucks over the Chinooks. 2-0 count to Brennan Holt. The right-handed Bonds delivery. And Holt sees a fastball on the outer edge for strike 1. Two-one count coming to Brennan Holt, the Baton Rouge, Louisiana native. And he hits this one into foul territory, and it heads out of Kapco Park here. Brennan Holt playing in his 6th game, starting his 5th for Wausau. Came in to pinch run back in the 9th inning yesterday in relief of Brent Witter. Did play in game 1 of the doubleheader yesterday. Batting .214 of the season, 3 hits, 3 RBIs, a walk, 2 runs scored, and 4 stolen bases. 2-2. And that's low and inside. The count's full here with no outs. We'll try the payoff pitch here between Bond and Brennan Holt. And it's outside and low. And that puts runners on first and second. A double by Pearson and now a walk for Brennan Holt. Great way to start the day if you're the Woodchucks, as Brennan Holt in that first game was leading off. Couple singles, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. And with Brennan Holt now on base, that brings up Brent Witter, the Evansville ace. And he thought about bunt, but then pulled it back as Bond missed outside. The Sheboygan, Wisconsin native Brent Witter, a returning Woodchuck, as all of you probably know very well at this point. Righty-righty matchup. Showing bunt again is Witter, and a breaking ball misses low from Bond. Brent Witter playing and starting in his 11th game for Wausau, batting .289 with 11 hits, which includes a double. He has 5 RBIs, 8 runs, 7 walks, a stolen base, and an on-base percentage of .400. He shows bunt again, but takes a fastball on the outer edge. 4 strike 1. 2-1 count with runners on first and second. Very nice ballpark here with Lake Michigan right in the background of right field. As Dalton Pearson getting a big lead at second base, and that one missing well in the dirt. Or I guess you would call it the turf here. I have that same problem in Green Bay where it's turf there as well. It just sounds better saying in the dirt. But regardless, that makes it a 3-1 count. Brent Witter looking to load the bases here. And he takes outside and will do so. A double and now back-to-back walks for Jackson Bond. And bases are loaded here with no outs in the first. Wausau looking to get ahead early here against the Chinooks, as coming to the mound is Joseph Spence to talk to Bond after giving up back-to-back walks. It was a double on the first pitch seen of the night by Dalton Pearson. And then back-to-back walks for Brennan Holt and Brent Witter. And now with bases juiced, ducks on the pond, comes Colin Brigham, the 6'6" first baseman from Oklahoma State University. One of technically 4 Oklahoma State Cowboys on this team, as Brigham, Holt, and pitchers Dominic Reed and Luke Fernandez, all Oklahoma State guys, although Luke Fernandez plans on transferring out of Oklahoma State. First pitch to Brigham, and he swings through a breaking ball. Foul tipped into the glove of Joseph Spence for strike 1. Brigham, the Smithton, Illinois native, looking to put Wausau ahead early here. 0-1. And a breaking ball misses inside. First time that these two teams will be matching up here at Kapco Park this summer. First of 6. 1-1 to Brigham, and he hits it into foul territory, and that's going to leave this ballpark. It looks like kids running over to go get it, so souvenir for that happy camper down there. 1-2 to Colin Brigham. Still no outs. And Brigham swings and misses at a breaking ball. Bond getting him on the curve. And the Lakeshore Chinooks finally get a first out here in the first as Brigham's down swinging. And now that comes up the 5-hitter Jesse Donahoe, who's the DH tonight for Wausau. Donahoe, the Georgia State Panther, who finally got himself back into rhythm yesterday. 4 hits on the day total, including a couple doubles during the doubleheader against Madison. And Donahoe takes a high fastball for ball 1. The Columbus, Georgia native, playing in his 20th game, starting his 19th for Wausau. Another high fastball from Bond. And the count's 2-0. Donahoe got his batting average up over 300 after yesterday. It was down in the 290s after 4 hits in 2 games. It's back up there, including the RBI single, which tied the game back up in the 9th. 7-7 last night. And he fouls off a fastball for strike 1. Like I was mentioning, Donahoe's single in the 9th was the game-tying single that scored the third run of 3 in the ninth for Wausau to tie it up 7-7. And because of that, his Georgia State teammate Dalton Pearson was able to walk it off in the 10th. 2-1. 1 out. Base is still loaded. Donahoe in the air and foul again. The count's 2-2. Pushed it over the area in left field. A foul area, that is. As Donahoe has 20 hits, which is second on the team after his 4 yesterday. 5 doubles, which leads the team. 2 of those coming yesterday as well. 2-2. And Donahoe takes a breaking ball inside. The left-handed batter, Jesse Donahoe, facing off against the right-handed pitcher, Jackson Bond. Payoff pitch, 1 out. And Donahoe takes it low, and that'll walk on home a run for Wausau. Dalton Pearson makes his way around the bases. 1-0 Woodchucks. Here in the first with only 1 out, bases still loaded. 3 walks now given up by Jackson Bond, who came into this one with only 7 walks in 3 appearances. Making his 4th start of the season is Jackson Bond, and he just has not found his control yet. Came in with a 2.16 ERA and a 1.26 walks and hits per innings pitched rate. Has gone 16 2/3 total, only allowing 10 runs, with 4 of those being earned. Like I mentioned, only 7 walks and has struck out 17. So it's been a relatively strong start to the season for Bond. As McGinnis hits this one into center field, and Brock Moss is sending Witter home as well, and he is thrown out at the plate, but Brennan Holt will score off the RBI single by Mike McGinnis. Nice throw by Hunter Grimes in center field to tag out Brent Witter at the plate. So an RBI single for Mike McGinnis. Does make it 2-0, but Brent Witter out on an 8-2. So 2 outs now here in the first, but 2-0 lead for the Woodchucks, who are facing off against Jackson Bond for the first time this season. Bond's 3 appearances have come against Madison, Kokomo, and Wisconsin Rapids. In fact, this is his first start at home, but he's 0-3, as all 3 starts have been losses. Drew Stengren, the catcher from Central Michigan, takes strike one rather. And that one hits the turf on a breaking ball, ball 1. Just said a little too early, I guess. It was coming. Stengren, who was not supposed to catch yesterday, had to come in relief of Jacob Schroeder, who injured his knee in the first game of the doubleheader and was not really ready to pitch. He had to stretch out as quickly as he possibly could and get ready to go. Was not planning on catching yesterday. Was not his day, as there's a rotation between him and Jake English and Jacob Schroeder. 1-2. And Stengren hits this one to shortstop Gabe Ressler, who chucks it over to Brady Council at second base, who is covering it for out number 3. So fielder's choice is how the inning ends, but Wausau adds 2, as Dalton Pearson and Brendan Holt both come around to score. It's 2-0 Wausau as we're into the bottom of the first. You're listening to Woodchucks Baseball on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet, track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan, offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
Woodchucks strike early here at Kapco Park in Mequon, Wisconsin. And they're out there on defense now for the bottom of the first. Let's see who's out there. It's Brady Dragella in left, Dalton Pearson in center, Mike McGinnis in right, Colin Brigham and Brent Witter are manning the corners. And then in the middle, it's Simon Sherry at short, Brennan Holt at second base, Drew Stengren behind the dish, and the left-hander from Sneads, Florida, Colton Mercer on the mound is making his first start of the season for Wausau on his fifth overall appearance. Has a 1-0 record with a 0 flat ERA, a 0.63 whip. Has gone 8 full innings with a couple saves, 2 hits, 7 strikeouts, 3 walks, and has a very low opposing batting average. It's only .077. And he's facing off against the Madison College product, Grant Ross, who's the DH today for the Chinooks. And a first pitch fastball is in there from the left-hander of the University of New Orleans. 0-1. And goes right back to the fastball. 1-1. Missing down low. Grant Ross playing in his 6th game for Lakeshore as he takes a breaking ball outside from Mercer, 2-1 counts. Batting .471 in 5 games with 8 hits, an RBI, 6 walks. 2-1. And that's hit into center field. Will drop for a leadoff single. And that is another hit in only 6 games played now for Grant Ross. He's on. First base runner of the game, reaching for both teams. Leadoff double for Dalton Pearson, and now a leadoff single for Grant Ross. And after Grant Ross's 9th hit of the season, that brings up Gabe Ressler, the shortstop. Gabe Ressler batting .273 in 11 games played so far this season for the Lakeshore Chinooks. Ressler also from Madison College. And this one's hit into right field. Mike McGinnis is going to make a tough track on it, and it'll be played on the hop. And he fumbles it in right field. Trevor Cho is going to hold up Grant Ross at third. But that is another hit. And it will be a double for Gabe Ressler. So now with no outs here in the first, Lakeshore trying to answer the 2 scored by Wausau. Ressler hitting his 3rd double of the season. And that puts runners at 2nd and 3rd with no outs. Hunter Grimes steps in, the Arkansas Razorback. And a first pitch fastball from Mercer is low for ball 1. Mercer had only allowed 2 hits coming into this game. And now he's already allowed 2. And the first 2 batters as he misses low again, ball 2. Hunter Grimes, the center fielder today for the Chinooks. And that one's hit over to Brent Witter at third base. And he makes the throw to Brigham. And coming home, not in time, is Grant Ross. So a double play for the Woodchucks after Witter made the throw to Brigham. And the throw from Brigham to Drew Stengren at the plate was in time. And that is a very unideal way for Lakeshore to have 2 outs on the board here in the first. So a 6-3 for Hunter Grimes and then a 3-2 putout. For Grant Ross at the plate. First pitch bunt by Joey Spence, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, who's playing catcher today. Oh, 1 to Spence, and that is low on a slider in a lefty-lefty matchup. Spence playing in his 9th game for the Chinooks, batting .212 with 7 hits and a double. The first of 6 on the road in a row. The Woodchucks will be on as they start with 2 here in Lakeshore. Then we'll be heading to the Great Lakes East for 2 with Kokomo and 2 with Battle Creek. As that one's popped back foul by Joey Spence, counts 2-2 with 2 outs. But you can catch each of the next 5 games as well right back here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network before they return home next Wednesday night for a 2-game set with the Green Bay Rockers. 2-2, 2 outs. And the breaking ball just misses high. It looks like Colton Mercer and Drew Stengren both thought that was the pitch that would do it here in the first. But it was not. Payoff pitch, 2 outs. Mercer to Spence. And Spence hits one, grounded over to Brigham, and he'll toss it over to Mercer, out number 3. And after giving up 2 hits to lead off this inning, a single by Grant Ross and a double to Gabe Ressler, no damage is done as Colton Mercer gets out of it. 2-0 Woodchucks through 1 here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, I only got cancer so that you can tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com. Chucks get out of a jam and still lead at 2-0. We're into the top of the second inning here at Kapco Park. As after allowing 2 hits to start the game for Colton Mercer, a double play ball between Brent Witter, Colin Brigham, and Drew Stengren sets the Woodchucks up nicely to keep it a 2-0 game. Simon Sherry seeing the play for the first time, and he hits it into center field at the second pitch in the at-bat. And right into the glove of Hunter Grimes for out number 1. So after giving it the 2 hits to start the inning, Colton Mercer only sees 4 batters total as the Woodchucks, Jackson Bond, in 28 pitches thrown, saw 7 of the 9. And now the 9-hitter, Brady Jurgella, comes up to the plate. And this guy has been having himself a very nice summer so far. A 15-game on-base streak and a 5-game hit streak for the Minnesota Golden Gopher. Looking to extend both here in this first at-bat. 0-1. And he takes another fastball. He's down 0-2. Brady Jurgella, the Menasha, Wisconsin native. And like just mentioned, the Minnesota Golden Gopher playing in his 17th game, starting his 17th game for Wausau. Or I guess he'll be playing his 18th game now as he came into pinch run last night, scored the game-winning run off the Dalton Pearson single, and he's taken a couple balls. 2-2 count. Bonds 2-2, swung and missed that by Jurgella on a breaking ball. And that's a second strikeout for Jackson Bond tonight, which will bring back up the top of the order in Dalton Pearson, who already extended his 8-game hit streak to 9 and his 11-game on-base streak to 12 with his double in the first. His now 5 doubles is tied with Jesse Donahoe atop the Woodchucks team. And now with 24 hits, he's well ahead of this Woodchucks team. And he's taken a couple balls low from Bond. He's up 2-0. Bond, the Benedictine University product, has thrown a third ball in a row to Pearson. 3-0 count. In his last appearance against Madison, he went 5 full, giving up 5 hits, 5 runs, 2 earned, striking out 5. And there's a first fastball, or first strike fastball from Bond. 3-1 count. Looking to go 1-2-3 here. And Pearson to shortstop Wrestler, and he will throw it over to Cody Kelly at first base. 1-2-3 inning for the Chinooks on defense. And Bond settles down nicely after giving up 2 runs and facing 7 batters in the first. Into the bottom of the second we go here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
Still a 2-0 lead for the Woodchucks over the Chinooks into the bottom of the second inning as Colton Mercer steps back out there for his second inning of work, and he's facing off against the 5-hitter, the Minnesota Golden Gopher, Brady Council, who caught up with his Golden Gopher teammates, Drew Birkland and Brady Jurgella, prior to this game tonight. He wasn't on the Lakeshore roster yet in the first 2 games that Lakeshore played up in Wausau. Brady Council, the son of Milwaukee Brewers manager Craig Council. And he hits this one way into the air in the infield. Simon Sherry's looking at it and will let it fall into his glove for out number 1. And that brings up Josh Overbeek from Cisco College. And Overbeek takes a first pitch fastball for strike one from Colton Mercer. Overbeek, the third baseman for the Chinooks tonight. Familiar name for the first two games, though Chinooks played against the Chucks this past season, playing in his 25th game so far this season for the Chinooks. Batting .230 as he swings through a fastball, and that one caught Drew Stengren on his throwing hand. Drew Stengren in a lot of pain behind home plate right now. We'll step aside for a moment as he gets checked out. We'll be back in just a moment. Drew Stengren, he's feeling all right after going down in what looked like he was in a lot of pain, but he is stepping back into the catcher's box, and he will be just fine as we'll resume the at-bat between Josh Overbeek and Colton Mercer. It's a 1-2 count with one out here in the bottom of the second inning. And that is a breaking ball on the outer edge. And Colton Mercer gets Overbeek looking. First strikeout of the game for Colton Mercer. Now 2 outs here in the second. 2 up, 2 down for Colton Mercer, who's looking to go 1-2-3 here in the second after the Woodchucks were put out 1-2-3. And this one is hit into right field, so that won't be the case. That'll be at least a single. And he's going to second is Cody Kelly. And Cody Kelly in there safely. 2-out double. Third double of the game already for the Chinooks. Cody Kelly, the first baseman. Already the third hit of the game for the Chinooks and the fifth double of the season for Cody Kelly. And now with a runner on for second base comes the UW Whitewater product, Adam Kootway, the right fielder. One-zero for Mercer. And that misses outside 2-0. Two outs. Hit over to Simon Sherry, played off a hop. And Sherry to bring him in. Out number 3. So it is another hit here in the second for the Chinooks. A double by Cody Kelly, but nothing else. And we're through 2, where the Woodchucks lead at 2-0 here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet. Track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan. Offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Jackson Bond heading out for inning number 3 of work. As the Woodchucks back up to bat here to start off this third inning. And Brennan Holt will be the leadoff man. He had a walk in the first. And then would be the second of 2 runs scored so far for Wausau. And he takes that one outside for ball 1. 1-1 counts. Brennan Holt, a transfer from LSU to Oklahoma State. 1-1. And Holt comes around on a breaking ball for strike 2. He's down 1-2. He played in 34 games, started 9 for Oklahoma State this past spring. Batting .176 with 9 hits, a double, a home run, 7 RBIs. He also had 11 runs scored and a couple stolen bases. 1-2 from Bond. And the breaking ball clips the outer edge. And it's a third strikeout for Jackson Bond. As this time, Brennan Holt down looking. And now with 4 straight retired batters, Brent Witter comes to the plate. Looking to reach for the second time today. He was walked in the first. And that one way inside, nearly clipping him. But stepping out and avoiding the hit by pitch for ball 1 is Brent Witter, the Evansville ace. And Witter hits this one foul down the third baseline. And the count is 1-1. And Witter fouls it off the other way this time. 1-2 counts between the Benedictine product and the Evansville product. Brent Witter 11 hits so far this season for Wausau, including a double, 5 RBIs, 8 runs, 7 walks, now 8 walks after the first inning. 9 runs now instead of 8. Has a stolen base. 2-2. Another breaking ball outside. Counts 3-2. Brent Witter working it back up after being down 1-2. Payoff pitch, 1 out. And it's low. Second walk already for Brent Witter. So the first base runner since the first is on for Wausau. As up to the plate comes Colin Brigham for the second time. He was the first out of the game after giving up 3 base runners right away with Jackson Bond. And his first pitch is low and inside for ball 1. One 0 count. That one low and inside again. Woodchucks in their away grays with the blue sleeves. And the Chinooks in white pants and black tops here tonight on this Thursday evening. A beautiful Thursday evening alongside Lake Michigan here in Mequon, Wisconsin. Brent Witter is off to second base on a mishandle by catcher Joseph Spence and will be in there. So ball that is mishandled by the Lakeshore catcher. Brent Witter's able to take advantage. And now over at second base, he takes the double play ball out of effect. Second stolen base of the season for Brent Witter. And it's a 3-0 count to Brigham. And the pitch. Clips the high outside corner, strike 1. Fastball from Jackson Bond. The 3-1 between Brigham and Bond. And Brigham thought about coming through on a breaking ball, but lays off it. And he'll be heading over to first base. Another walk given up by Jackson Bond. The 5th already in this game. And now with only 1 out here in the 3rd. Runners on first and second again. Jake Carlson, the pitching coach for the Chinooks, out there to talk it over with Jackson Bond, who has not really been finding his spot too well so far. And after Carlson heads back toward the dugout, Jesse Donahoe will step to the plate, facing off against Jackson Bond for the second time. Donahoe, one of the 5 walks so far. As a first pitch, speaking of walks, misses low for ball 1. Donahoe would get to second base, but then be left stranded in the first. As he awaits the 1-0 with runners on first and second. And Donahoe in the air and foul for strike 1. On a fastball that was relatively outside. Could have been called a strike on the high outside corner, but definitely was one that Donahoe could have laid off of to see if it was in there for ball 2. But it's a 1-1 count regardless. And Donahoe takes a breaking ball. The curve from Jackson Bond missing low again. And the count's 2-1. Witter at second, Brigham on first. Donahoe looking to extend this 2-0 lead for Wausau. 2-1. So now 2 outs here in the 3rd. Runner still on first and second. And coming to the plate is the man who hit an RBI single in the first, which could have been a 2 RBI single if Brent Witter wasn't tagged out at home. It's Mike McGinnis, the Georgia State Panther, following his Georgia State Panther teammate Jesse Donahoe. McGinnis first pitch swinging in the air in the infield. Congregation between shortstop and second base. And coming over to grab it is Gabe Ressler for out number 3. Wausau strands a couple runners, leaving Witter at second and bring him in on first. And still lead it 2-zip after 2.5 here at Kapco Park. We'll be back on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet, track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan. Offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
Welcome back to the Woodchucks Baseball Network. Will Charlton with you as the Woodchucks back out there for the bottom of the third. And leading off for the Chinooks is Drew Townsend, who has not seen the plate yet, the left fielder from Missouri State, as he's dealing with a 1-1 count against Colton Mercer's in inning number 3 of work. 1-1. And that one misses low. 2-1 to Townsend. And Mercer misses high this time. So after strike 1 being in there on the first pitch, it's now a 3-1 count. And a fastball clips the low outside corner. Full count here with no outs. In the bottom of the third. And it'll miss just low. Another walk in this game tonight. And Drew Townsend, this time it's the first off the arm of Colton Mercer, who only allowed 3 walks in 4 appearances before tonight. And the leadoff man on here in the third for the Chinooks. Drew Townsend over at first base. And this one, first pitch swinging by Grant Wass into right field. And Mike McGinnis there to make the grab for out number 1. Grant Ross, the Madison College man, flies out to McGinnis. He's now 1 for 2. And Gabe Ressler steps back in. Ressler, who had the no-out double in the first, which put runners at third and second, would then be stranded at second base without scoring a run in that first inning for Lakeshore. Mercer, who's checking over to bring him in, and heading over to third base is Drew Townsend, who will slide in safely. And that one gets away from Witter. So a throwing error checking over to bring him in from Colton Mercer is going to get him from not only to second, but to third as well. First error of the game. And it's by the Woodchuck pitcher, Colton Mercer. One out to Wrestler. And he fouls it back. If Wrestler can put one into the outfield deep enough, it'll probably make this a 2-1 ball game. As Lakeshore, in a handful of days, on a 4-game losing streak after losing both to Fond du Lac in the doubleheader yesterday. And dropping a couple before that as well. Currently sitting at 8-15 are the Chinooks. Two to Wrestler from Mercer. And an off-speed misses outside. And the count is 2-2, or 3-2 now. Full count again. And Wrestler fouls off the payoff pitch. Lakeshore following 4 straight losses. On Monday and Tuesday, they were to Green Bay. And then, like I just mentioned yesterday, losing a couple to Fond du Lac by scores of 6-5 and 6-4. Both those games were here at Kapco Park. The payoff pitch again fouled off by Wrestler. He's staying alive nicely. Trying to cut into this 2-0 lead for Wausau here in the third. Wausau comes into this one 4-6 on the road, but 10-4 at home after winning 2 more at home yesterday against Madison. 3-2 again. Fouled off once again by Wrestler. He just won't go away here. Staying alive. Usually this ends in a good thing for a hitter. The 3-2 again. And it misses inside. Runners on the corners. Drew Townsend still at third base. Second walk in this inning for Colton Mercer. First pitch to Hunter Grimes in there on the low inside corner for strike one. Hunter Grimes, the center fielder, grounded out in his first at-bat. Would be the cause of a 6-3-2 double play. Off to second goes Wrestler, and the throw gets away from Brennan Holt. That'll be the first run of the game for Lakeshore. As easily coming home is Drew Townsend. Another throwing error for the Woodchucks. Two errors in this third for the Woodchucks. And now Wrestler at second base. Ball one to Hunter Grimes. Off a low pitch. As Ross Davis, the pitching coach, is going to head out there and talk to Colton Mercer. Mountain visit for Wausau here in the bottom of the third with only 1 out. Everyone back to their spots on defense, and we'll resume the at-bat. 2-1 count to Hunter Grimes. And it's fouled off. 2-2 count. Grimes, 2 hits in 4 games played coming into tonight. Batting 133. The 2-2 for Mercer. Pulled down the third baseline foul. Count will stay 2-2. Wausau in second place in the Great Lakes West behind Green Bay. Lakeshore in last. 2-2 again. And the breaking ball just misses outside. Trying to go with the curveball was Mercer. And that will make it a 3-2 count. Swing and a miss. Off to third goes Wrestler. And the throw not in time from Drew Stengren. So another stolen base here from Wrestler. Got a good jump on it. But that is out number 2 as Hunter Grimes down on strikes. Swung through it. And Mercer picks up a second strikeout. But now, with 2 outs to the plate, comes the cleanup hitter, Joseph Spence. And Spence takes outside. Spence, the West Bend, Wisconsin native, just finished up his sophomore season with the Fighting Irish down in South Bend, Indiana. Going from one bend to the other for college ball. 2-0. And he fouls that one off for strike 1. Two one for Mercer. Ripped down the first base line and foul. 2-2. Mercer's really been working these counts up against these hitters for Lakeshore. Two. And that one misses just high. And the count will be full once again. This time with 2 outs. And Wrestler at third. Payoff pitch. Fouled off by Spence. Looking to pick up RBI number 5 on the season and tie this ball game up. Whereas the Woodchucks looking to keep a lead through 3 full here at Kapco Park. Payoff pitch once again, 2 outs. Mercer delivers. And swung at into foul territory, but Drew Stengren can't get there. Would have been playable if Stengren found it quick enough, but instead it'll be Spence staying alive at 3-2 once again. And it looks like his bat cracked on that one, possibly. So we'll go over to the dugout and get a new bat. There have been many situations before where hitters grab a new bat and all of a sudden get a hit with it in the first pitch they see. So for the Woodchucks case, let's hope that doesn't happen. Payoff pitch once again. And it misses low and outside. Another walk here in this third inning by Colton Mercer. Runners on the corners once again. Will not be shocked if Colton Mercer just finishes up this third inning here. And he's facing off against Brady Council. Goes inside. Brady Council hitting .294 coming into this game. As Stengren is going to come out to talk with Colton Mercer after missing on another ball as the University of New Orleans privateer from Sneads, Florida. Transfer over from Chipola College, one of the top JUCOs in the country. Colton Mercer made 17 appearances with 7 starts, was a Sunday guy for New Orleans this past season, went 2-5 with a 6.28 ERA. Has been over a month since he started last, though, for New Orleans. Pitched in 43 full innings. And there's a fastball in there for strike 1 on the lower half. Struck out 52 batters, gave up 41 hits, 34 runs, 30 earned at New Orleans this past season. 1-1. And the breaking ball misses outside. 2-1 count. He walked 37 batters and had an opposing batting average of 247. 2-1. Hit into right field by Counsell. McGinnis is looking at it and grabs it for out number 3. Woodchucks avoid more damage being done, but do allow a run, as Drew Towns was able to come home off an errant throw into center field. 2-1 Wausau into the 4th here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com. Two to one. Woodchucks lead it through 3 full here at Kapco Park. Drew Stengren leads it off for Wausau. Has Jackson Bond out there for inning number 4. And his first pitch fastball is inside to Stengren. And he goes right at him this time with an elevated fastball for strike 1. Stengren grounded into fielder's choice in the first, which ended the first inning. And takes one in the turf for ball 2. The Central Michigan Chippewa, native of Fox River Grove, Illinois. And that one did hit him this time. And Stengren will be the first base runner in this inning as he takes one on his inside shoulder. Leadoff man aboard for Wausau here in the 4th. Looking to answer after Lakeshore put one on the board in the 3rd. And that'll bring up Simon Sherry. And he takes ball 1 in the dirt. Simon Sherry, the Santa Claus, Indiana native. The Evansville Ace playing in his 12th game. Making his 12th start for Wausau. Batting .244, 10 hits, 4 RBIs. And that one way behind Joey Spence, as that'll be a wild pitch and a pass ball thrown by Jackson Bond that puts Drew Stengren over at second base. Runner now in scoring position for the Woodchucks. Brent Witter was in scoring position back in the 3rd. 2-0 to Sherry. Sherry into center field. Hunter Grimes under it. Drew Stengren off to third base. And that's a good throw from Hunter Grimes, but will not be able to tag out Drew Stengren. So that ball almost acting like a sacrifice for Simon Sherry, even though that probably wasn't exactly his intention. But nonetheless, the Woodchucks with a ball that relatively enough leaves the infield will score a 3rd run of the game as Brady Jurgella steps to the plate. Simon Sherry has a 9-game on base streak as well. He's looking to increase that. And Jurgella takes fastball inside for ball 1, the left-handed hitter. Playing left field once again today. Like mentioned, 5-game hit streak, 15-game on base streak for Jurgella. And he's up 2-0. One out to Jurgella. And he hits this one in the infield. Jackson Bond will check over Drew Stengren, make sure he doesn't go anywhere. And he doesn't. It makes the play over to Cody Kelly for out number 2 here. And now as the Woodchucks are going to try and go up 3-1, this is the guy you want up to the plate, the guy who leads the team in RBIs and ranks 4th in the whole entire Northwoods League in RBIs with 20 coming into this game. Throws that one in there for strike 1 to Dalton Pearson from Jackson Bond. Dalton Pearson, who has just been unbelievable with his stick lately, swings at a breaking ball ahead of it for strike 2. And with an 0-2 count is when he won the game last night against Madison, walking out the Mallards, sweeping the rivals of down south. 0-2, 2 outs, and Pearson takes that one outside. That one nearly getting away from Spence behind the plate. Dangerous pitch by Baum with how far back the backstop goes. That would have been an easy scored run for Drew Stengren at third base. 1-2, 2 outs to Pearson. And Pearson fouls it off. But Pearson last night had a 2 RBI double in the 5th, a double in the 7th, a walk in the 9th, and then the RBI game-winning single in the 10th, with 2 outs as well. And down 0-2. Staring adversity in the face in the 10th, and Dalton Pearson had none of it. 1-2 again. And it's a high fastball for ball 2. Two 2-0 this season so far for Wausau over Lakeshore. And they hold a 2-1 lead here in the 4th. 2-2, 2 outs. Pearson into left field. That's going back at the warning track and off the wall. Dalton Pearson, his second double of the game. And this time it's an RBI double. And he scores Drew Stengren 3-1 Wausau. Dalton Pearson just continues to tear up pitchers here in the Great Lakes West. Back-to-back games with 2 doubles for Dalton Pearson. And it's only the 4th inning of this one. And now with Dalton Pearson at second, Brennan Holt steps in for the 3rd time. 1 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Pearson has loved being down 0-2 in these past couple of games he's played in now. And Pearson's off to third base, but Brennan Holt swung and missed anyway, so it was a strikeout of the second baseman for the Woodchucks. That's how the inning will end, but a Dalton Pearson RBI double, his second double of the game already, puts the Chucks ahead 3-1 as they answer the Lakeshore run from the bottom of the 3rd. Alex Breckheimer coming in to start pitching for the Woodchucks when we return here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
After 3 full for Colton Mercer, giving up 3 hits and a run, while striking out 2. Into the game here in the 4th comes Alex Breckheimer, the Bryant Stratton College product from Chilton, Wisconsin, who is making his 5th appearance, has a 3-0 record, a .69 ERA, a 1.08 whip. Has gone 13 full innings, striking out 8, allowing 9 hits with only 1 run, and it being earned. Has given up 5 walks and has an opposing batting average of 196. He's facing off first against Josh Overbeek for the Chinooks, who will be going 6, 7, 8 here in the 4th. And the count's 2-0 to the Chinook third baseman from Cisco College. 2-0 from Breckheimer. And he misses high and outside. It's a 3-0 count. The leadoff man has reached twice so far in 3 innings for the Chinooks, as Grant Ross hit a leadoff single, and it was a leadoff walk to Drew Townsend in the 3rd. 3-0 to Overbeek. Breckheimer clips the outer edge, strike 1. Overbeek, the Cincinnati, Ohio native, takes 3-1 and pops it in the air. Brent Witter is the one tracking it and watches it into his glove. Out number 1. Overbeek now 0 for 2. And that brings up the first baseman, Cody Kelly, who hit a double in the 2nd, a 2-out double, which kept that inning alive, but then was put away after Kootway grounded out in the next at-bat. Kootway's on deck, speaking of. And Cody Kelly fouls off a fastball from Breckheimer, who mostly features a fastball and a curveball, as well as a changeup here and there. The 0-1 from Breckheimer, or as his teammates like to call him, Big Al, and he's up 0-2 against Cody Kelly. Breckheimer this past spring at Bryant Stratton made 10 appearances with 8 starts. 3-2 record, had a 3 flat ERA in 48 innings pitched. And in the air goes Kelly into foul territory. Brent Witter will watch it go into the stands. But like I was saying, he pitched in 48 full innings, had a save, struck out 61, gave up 47 hits, 24 runs, 16 earned, and walked 16 batters as well. 0-2. And Breckheimer misses outside on a fastball. Won a season-high 7 1/3 innings pitched on March 20th against College of Lake County. And then another 7 innings pitched on April 1st. First pitch to Kootway. Up the middle, Simon Sherry will field it and complete the 6-3. 1-2-3 inning for the Woodchucks on defense. Their first 1-2-3 of the game. And Alex Breckheimer retires the first 3 batters he faces off against. Been a pretty common theme for Breckheimer so far, and now his 5th appearance of the season. And the Woodchucks up 3-1 through 4 here at Kapco Park.
miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet, track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan. Offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, you know, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Three-one lead for the Woodchucks over the Chinooks. Into the fifth inning we go, and it leads off with Brent Witter for the third time. And Witter, first pitch swinging into center field. And Hunter Grimes is out there. Witter retired for the first time as he was walked in his first two plate appearances. And now he's 0 for 1. Quick first out for Jackson Bond, is into his fifth inning for Lakeshore. Has only allowed 3 hits, but is in a 3-1 hole. And he's facing off against Colin Brigham. It's just been a lot of base runners allowed off walks for Bond so far. And then he has also hit Drew Stengren, which was a base runner. That is just tough to give up. But so far, Bond has allowed 5 walks that have just been given to the Woodchucks. And then those 3 hits by Pearson, 2 doubles, Brigham, soft roller in the infield. Council at second is able to get there. Not necessarily a soft roller, was softly hit, I should say. And Brigham is a quick out number 2 here on a 4-3. 2 up, 2 down against Jackson Bond here in the 5th. Looking for a second 1-2-3 inning. As Jesse Donahoe steps in for the third time and takes elevated fastball for ball 1. Donahoe, like mentioned, 4 hits yesterday across the 2 games, including 2 doubles in game 1 for Wausau, the 14-8 win over. The RBI single in the 9th, tying the game as he takes the low breaking ball for ball 2. Two-one, 2 outs. Donahoe up the middle, and it's a 2-out single for the DH tonight for the Woodchucks. Donahoe hits his 5th hit in the last 3 games now. And after being in a very big slump for well over 2 weeks, it seemed like, after starting the season off on a tear, Donahoe has found some magic once again with the stick. And he reaches for the second time today. Keeping the inning alive is one Georgia State Panther. And another will look to keep the inning alive again. And Mike McGinnis' first pitch swing, it'll be a step on the bag for Brady Council, who grounded the ball right near second base. So easy play. Fielder's choice for Mike McGinnis. And that ends the 5th for Wausau. They'll be back out on defense when we return on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Over 600,000.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet, track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan. Offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
Bottom of the fifth inning here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network as Alex Breckheimer, who went 1-2-3 in the fourth against the Chinooks, back out for inning number 2. And first pitch over the head of Simon Sherry, a leadoff single for Drew Townsend here in the fifth. First hit allowed by Alex Breckheimer, and first base runner allowed at that. And that's the second time that Townsend has reached on a leadoff, as he reached on a leadoff walk in the third, and now he's on here in the fifth. Third time that the Chinooks have had their leadoff runner on. Second time on a hit. And the fourth hit of the night for the Chinooks. Fields Drew Townsend at fifth. In the fifth here, at first. Grant Ross, 1 for 2, steps back in, the leadoff man. At the top of the order. And he's up 2-0. Breckheimer steps off. That'll be a disengagement. Another one of those, and he'll be penalized. 2-0. Hit into right field. And it'll be back-to-back singles for the Chinooks here in the fifth. And they got some offense working, trying to get back into this one. Hits 4 and 5 on the game. And now Townsend at second and Ross at first. Gabe Ressler back up for the Chinooks. Wausau was 7 and 5 overall against the Chinooks a season ago, as Ressler takes a curveball from Breckheimer low for ball 1. Ressler 1 for 1 with a walk and a double. A couple stolen bases as well. And a fastball hits the low outside corner. 4 strike one to the Madison College man, Gabe Ressler, the shortstop for the Chinooks tonight. 1-1. And that misses low and outside, 2-1 counts. Ressler, the Rockton, Illinois native, looking to reach for a third time and keep offense working here for the Chinooks. We're looking to get back into this. And he's up 3-1. Fastball missing high by Breckheimer. There is action in the Chinooks bullpen. It could have been the last time we see Jackson Bond out there. Field manager Trevor Cho could be making a move and a change as Breckheimer goes fastball Right down the middle to Wrestler, and the count is full with no outs. And Wrestler into left field, and Jorgella's there. So 3 singles have loaded the bases for the Chinooks since Jorgella was able to get there so fast. Hunter Grimes steps in, over to Witter, force out at home, Stengren to bring him in time! 6-2-3 double play. And that is a huge double play for the Woodchucks here in the bottom of the 5th. But runners are still on second and third, and Wrestler and Ross. And the inning comes down to Joey Spence for the Chinooks. Breckheimer looking to avoid a jam. And a fastball misses outside, 2-0. The Woodchucks, a great team at forcing hitters into flyouts and groundouts. 2-0. And that one's hit into deep right field by Spence. McGinnis is going back. It's off the wall. That's going to at least tie the game up as Joey Spence is going to turn second and head to third base. Simon Sherry to throw to Witter. Will tag him out. Great rally between Mike McGinnis, Simon Sherry, and Brent Witter to tag out Joey Spence at third. But that is a hit that ties the ball game. So after 5, we'll be tied at 3. As Spence will hit a double, a 2 RBI double, but be tagged out at third. Great defensive play by the Woodchucks. Ends the inning, but it's 3-3. Into the 6th we go here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com. Lakeshore has tied this game up by adding 2 in the 5th, and it's 3-3 here. Brand new game as we head into the 6th inning. And the Woodchucks will be starting it off with Drew Stengren, who has reached base twice, reached on fielder's choice in the 1st, and then was hit by a pitch in the 4th to be the leadoff man, and has also scored the 3rd run for Wausau. And he's already up 3-0 as Jackson Bond is back out there to begin this 6th inning. Through 5 full, he's been solid. But that is a 4-pitch walk to Stengren, and already the 6th walk allowed from the right-hander of Benedictine University. Like mentioned, he only had 7 walks coming into this game tonight, and now he already has 6 on the game. He had 4 in the lost to Madison, where he allowed 5 runs, but 2 only being earned. Jackson Bond, the Schaumburg, Illinois native, has been struggling with keeping pitches in the strike zone. Simon Sherry up for the 3rd time. He's flown out to Hunter Grimes in center twice. 0 for 2, looking to keep a 9-game on-base streak alive. As Bonzo 2 is swung at by Sherry, but he'll hit it foul. And the count will be 0-2. Still 0-2. Bond and Simon Sherry swings and misses at a breaking ball. And that is another strikeout for Jackson Bond. Strikeout number 4 for the right-hander. Up to 21 strikeouts on the season now is Jackson Bond. And that brings up the left-handed hitting Brady Jurgella, the 9-hitter for the Woodchucks. And Jurgella fouls off a fastball for strike 1. He's 0 for 2 so far. Looking to keep a 5-game hit streak and 15-game on-base streak going. 0-1. And Jurgella thought about it, but laid off the breaking ball. 1-1 counts. Jurgella has reached base in all but 1 game that he's fully played in for Wausau. A former Wisconsin Rapids Rafter, seeing his 2nd summer in the Great Lakes West. 2-1. And Jurgella swings through an elevated fastball. The count's 2-2. Jurgella, 18 hits, 3 doubles, a home run, 4 RBIs. And he swings through a breaking ball. That's back-to-back strikeouts for Jackson Bond. Jurgella retired for the 3rd time. And now comes a guy who's seeing the baseball better than possibly anyone in the Great Lakes West, and maybe even in the whole entire Northwoods League, Dalton Pearson, for the 4th time. 2 for 3 with 2 doubles, an RBI, and a run. Talk about a stat line. As Jackson Bond stumbled on the mound throwing that pitch and missed well outside. Drew Stengren over at first base still, who reached for the 3rd time on a walk. 1-0 to Pearson. And that one in there on the lower half for strike 1. Pearson taking that one. 1-1 between Pearson and Bond. And Pearson checks a breaking ball that was well outside. And he does not come across. Keeping a 2-1 count between the Benedictine product and the Georgia State Panther. The Johns Creek, Georgia native Dalton Pearson, who is seeing his 3rd summer in the Northwoods League, was with Wilmer a summer ago and with Green Bay 2 summers ago. So he's very used to playing here at Kapco Park, as when he played with the Rockers, then the Booyah. Obviously, he played here a handful of times that summer. Bonds 2-2, misses outside and low in the dirt for ball 3. So a full count with 2 outs between Pearson and Bond, and Pearson looking to reach for the 3rd time in just 6 innings played. Payoff pitch with Stengren at first. And that'll be a walk. Another walk off the arm of Jackson Bond. And Drew Stengren will head to second. Dalton Pearson on for the third time. And Trevor Cho is going to come out and call to the bullpen. And that'll be it for Jackson Bond. We'll introduce a new pitcher for Lakeshore when we come back. 2 outs with runners on first and second here for the Woodchucks in the 6th. New pitcher in the game for the Chinooks is Blake Soter. He's coming in for his first appearance of the season for the Chinooks. Just arrived in Lakeshore. Quite literally just arrived in Lakeshore. First day he was been active on the roster. And he comes into a situation with runners on first and second. And Brennan Holt, the 2-hitter, to the plate for the Woodchucks. Soter, the Waubonsie Community College product from Aurora, Illinois. Just finished up his freshman season at Waubonsie CC. So staying pretty local in the Aurora area to play JUCO ball. And he's facing off against the Oklahoma State Cowboy, Brennan Holt, who pops this one in the air in the first pitch he sees and into left field. Caught by Drew Townsend. And coming in to get the job done with the one hitter he needs to face here in the 6th is Blake Soter. And that is how the 6th inning ends. Still 3-3. And we'll head into the bottom of the 6th with the Woodchucks coming back out on defense here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
Will Charlton coming at you on the Woodchucks Baseball Network here at Kapco Park. 3-3 into the bottom of the 6th as the Chinooks facing off once again against Alex Breckheimer, who looked like he might have been able to escape a jam at first, but then a 2 RBI double by Joey Spence, where he was thrown out at third base, tied the game up. And now he'll be facing off against the leadoff man Brady Council here. The 5-hitter tonight for the Chinooks, the Minnesota Golden Gopher from Whitefish Bay, Wisconsin. 0-1. And the breaking ball misses. Low for ball 1 from Breckheimer, his curveball. 1-1 to Council, and he fouls it back. Be the first of 2 played here at Kapco Park in this 2-game set between Lakeshore and Wausau. And Breckheimer's fastball just missing low for ball 2. Looked at that, had a chance to possibly be a strike, but was not. And it's a 2-2 count. Righty-righty matchup. Breckheimer, and it's swung at by Council over to Simon Sherry, and the scoop by Colin Brigham at first base for out number 1. Council now 0 for 3, and that brings up Josh Overbeek. Josh Overbeek was batting .230 coming into this game. 20 hits, 3 doubles, 8 RBIs, along with 17 walks so far. And he's facing off against Alex Breckheimer for the second time. In fact, Overbeek was the first batter that Breckheimer faced off against in the 4th. Breckheimer has gone long innings before, so he's used to going 3 or more. 2-0 to Overbeek. Off the foot of Breckheimer, way in the air. Simon Shear's going to make a quick trigger to bring him in. It won't be in time. But that one right off the foot of Breckheimer. Would have been a kick assist if Sherry was able to field it and make the throw in time. But that'll be an infield single for Josh Overbeek. And he is on base for the first time. They're going to make sure the right-handed throwing Alex Breckheimer is okay after taking one hard off the foot. He gave the signal to the umpires that he was fine. And he threw on pitch. And he said, "Yep, I am good to go." So Breckheimer will stay in there. Just some slight stretching going on in the Woodchucks bullpen, so I can't imagine that really means too much, at the moment at least. As this one's hit into right center, Dalton Pearson's looking at it and makes the grab off the bat of Cody Kelly. And that is out number 2 here in the 6th for Lakeshore. Wausau, who has put up 11 or more runs in the last 4 series or 2-game set openers, only with 3 through 6 full. But then again, they haven't had a series opening game 1 on the road since they lost a series opening game to Rapids. Or since they lost to Green Bay, rather. And that game being not this past Monday, but the Monday prior. Broken bat off the bat of Kootway, and Simon Sherry sends it over to Brigham for out number 3. A 6-3 will put the Lakeshore Chinooks bat to rest for a half inning. As it's still 3-3 into the 7th we go here at Kapco Park. You're listening to Woodchucks Baseball on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet, track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan. Offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Heights. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Forever.
Blake Soder and the Lakeshore Chinooks defense back out there for the start of the 7th inning, as Mike McGinnis will be the leadoff man. Or Brent Witter, rather, will be the leadoff man for the Woodchucks here in the 7th. It says Mike McGinnis on the scoreboard here at Kapco Park, so I got a little confused. But Brent Witter is up for the 4th time. He's reached base twice, couple walks, but he's up for 1. But he'll change that. Good timing by me, as Witter is on with a leadoff single here in the 7th, his first hit of the game, and his 12th hit for the Woodchucks this summer. So leadoff single for Witter off the right-handed arm of Blake Soder, who just finished up his freshman season with Waubonsie Community College. And now Soder is facing off against the 6'6" Smithton, Illinois native, Colin Brigham. With Brent Witter aboard, Brigham looking to reach base for the first time. He won't do though there. He swings through another pitch by Soder, and it's an 0-2 count. Soder, this past spring at Waubonsie Community College, went 1-2, made 10 appearances with 5 starts, had an ERA of 6.75 in 30 2/3 innings pitched. The 0-2 to Brigham, outside on a fastball. 36 hits, 29 runs, 23 earned, and had more walks than strikeouts. In fact, 10 more walks than strikeouts, 31-21. 1-2 to Colin Brigham. And it's a breaking ball that Brigham waits on for a second but swings under. Fouls it off at 1-2. Nearing 2 hours of game time here at Kapco Park. Mequon, Wisconsin, with Lake Michigan right in the background over right field. And Brigham fouls it back. Kapco Park here on the campus of Concordia University, Wisconsin, here in Mequon. First of 6 times you'll be listening to the Woodchucks playing down here this summer. About 3 hours southeast of Wausau. Brent Witter's off to second, and he will be safely sliding in there on a stolen base, as the throw from Spence to Wrestler just a few split seconds behind when it needed to be. And now The leadoff man is on second base for Wausau with a 2-2 count to Colin Brigham. Brigham, who had good day yesterday, takes the breaking ball, and it's a 3-2 count. Brigham in game 1 yesterday had an RBI single and a double. As he awaits the payoff pitch from Soder, and he hits this one into right field. That's going toward the wall. Brigham off to second, and Brent Witter will jog on in home. Colin Brigham hits an RBI double and retakes the lead for the Woodchucks. Big pull by Brigham, and he brings on home Brent Witter. And with no outs here in the 7th, Wausau looking to take a more commanding lead once again, leading now 4-3. Brigham with 2 doubles yesterday, picks up his 3rd double in the past 2 days now, and the 5th hit in the last 2 days overall. As the first pitch to Jesse Donahoe inside. Donahoe, who is 1 for 2 with a walk, hits this one deep into center field, but going back to track it is Hunter Grimes. Brigham is tagging up to third base, and Grimes won't be able to make the throw in time, so Donahoe pretty much sacrificing over Colin Brigham to third here. Flies out for the second time and falls to 1 for 3 on the day. But now with a chance at a second RBI in this game comes Mike McGinnis. McGinnis, 1 for 3 with an RBI single in the first. That could have been a 2 RBI single. And he's looking to put a second RBI on the board now with Colin Brigham at first base, or third base. And McGinnis will take a breaking ball from Blake Soder in there for strike 1. 1-1 count to the Georgia State Panther from Noonan, Georgia. McGinnis had a 5 RBI game this past Monday against Wisconsin Rapids, that 11-5 win for Wausau, and he's way ahead of a breaking ball there, down 1-2. It was a 3-run home run in the second, then a 2 RBI single in the third for Mike McGinnis against the Raptors on Monday night. And that one hits the dirt. Good stop by Spence behind the plate, or else Brigham could have probably made his way home with how far back this backstop is here. McGinnis had a single in game 1 yesterday against Madison and reached on a hit by pitch as well. 2-2, and McGinnis takes curveball just outside. McGinnis also had 2 hits total yesterday and reached base total 4 times. Had a single in game 2. 3-2. And McGinnis well ahead of that one, but that one reaches the backstop. Brigham's heading home and slides in safely. Drop third strike will put McGinnis at first base, and because of how far the backstop is, it got away from Spence behind the plate, and Brigham will run on home to make it a 5-3 lead for Wausau. So it's going to be a talk between umpires after Trevor Cho came out there to maybe argue who was foul tipped by McGinnis on the swing. Because it looked like it did take a pretty big bouncing motion after it went in off the pitch as if it could have had some backspin. And nope, they're going to say it was a drop third strike. That puts McGinnis at first base. So only one out still for the Woodchucks. And a runner still on the base path as Colin Brigham comes home. And Mike McGinnis reaches base for the second time. Or the third time, rather. As he did reach on fielder's choice in the fifth, but that was what ended the inning. As Donahoe was put out at second base. And he's off to second. And he will be thrown out at second base. Caught stealing is Mike McGinnis. That was tough call. As it looks like Mike McGinnis might have beat that out, but that could be a makeup call after what just happened before that. Regardless, McGinnis thrown out, caught stealing. That's second, and that leaves the base path empty now for Drew Stengren. And that'll be ball one that's in there. Two-0 count to Drew Stengren. Make that 3-0 from Blake Soder. Stengren has reached all three times he's come to the plate, but is 0 for 1 because he reached on fielder's choice in the first, and that did end the inning. And Soder throws fastball in there for strike one. 3-1 coming to the catcher tonight from Fox River Grove, Illinois, by way of Central Michigan University. Drew Stengren, number 13 for the Woodchucks. And Drew Stengren gets hit again by a pitch tonight. Soder losing control of his fastball, and it goes a bit too inside. Second hit by pitch of the game for Stengren. Looks like his body's kind of a target so far tonight. So we're going to have a mound visit for Lakeshore after another walk allowed by Blake Soder. As he'll be facing off against Simon Sherry with a runner on first and two outs here in the seventh. Lakeshore looking to try and force this thing into the bottom of the seventh without allowing the Woodchucks to go up by more than 2 runs. As Soder will check back to Stengren at first before throwing the first pitch to Simon Sherry, who's looking to increase his 9-game on-base streak. 0 for 3 is the Evansville shortstop. And Sherry takes a high fastball for ball one. Five and 2/3 pitch for Jackson Bond before Soder came in as Sherry hits this one into shallow left field. And he'll be on base for a 10th straight game. And after he had a 7-game hit streak that was broken on Tuesday and the 3-2 loss to Wisconsin Rapids, he now has had games with back-to-back hits once again. And speaking of a guy who's looking to keep a streak continuing, here's Brady Jurgella, who with 2 outs and runners on first and second looks to keep his on-base streak alive, but he hits one into shallow right field and caught by Adam Kootway. So Jurgella will now be 0 for 4 and is risking his 5-game hit streak and 15-game on-base streak coming to an end. But Wausau adds a couple as Witter and Brigham both come around to score. And it's 5-3 Wausau as they'll stretch it out here at Kapco Park.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, you know, I only got tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com. After coming in relief for Colton Mercer, Alex Breckheimer, who went 3 full, his night is done. He went 3 full, giving up 5 hits and 2 runs. And into the game comes the Oklahoma State Cowboy, Dominic Reed from Little Elm, Texas. He made his first appearance for Wausau, going 2 full innings and throwing 1 strikeout, 2 hits, giving up 1 walk, but not allowing anything else besides that. That outing came against Wisconsin Rapids. On Monday nights, where he went 2 full, like I mentioned, giving up 2 hits, striking out 1, allowing 1 walk. And that 11-5 win for Wausau, as we have a bit of confusion between Brock Moff and the umpiring crew here tonight. Dominic Reed, while they get whatever this is sorted out, made 3 appearances for Oklahoma State. No wins or losses, was 0-0 with a 2.25 ERA, 1.75 WHIP. 4 innings pitched, had a couple strikeouts, 3 hits, 1 run was earned, 4 walks, and a 231 on base or opposing batting average. Still not too sure what the disagreement was on the field, but whatever it was, it got figured out as Reed's first pitch is a fastball to the leadoff man for the Chinooks here in the 7th, Drew Townsend, who is 1 for 1 with a walk and a run. And he hits this one to Brendan Holt. 4-3. Oklahoma State Cowboy to Oklahoma State Cowboy. You have 3 Oklahoma State Cowboys out there right now, and Reed, Brigham, and Holt. It's a Big 12 and Missouri Valley infield. And I guess one MAC as you got Drew Stengren of Central Michigan back behind the plate. And he's a part of the infield too. And not coming around on the elevated fastball is Grant Ross. He sees ball one go by him. 1-0 from Reed. And that one is seen by him this time, but also in there for strike one. 1-1 from Reed, who has been quick pitching so far, not even going through 5 seconds on the pitch clock between pitches. It's a 1-2 to Grant Ross, the leadoff man. At the top of the order for Lakeshore, who's seeing the plate for the 4th time. 2 for 3 with a run. 2-2. Swing and a miss, and Dominic Reed picks up his 2nd strikeout as a Woodchuck in his 1st tonight. Grant Ross down swinging. 2 up, 2 down here for Reed in the 7th. And with 2 outs to the plate comes Gabe Ressler. 1-0. Make that 2-0. And the count's now 3-0 after that breaking ball. 3-0. That's a 4-pitch walk to Ressler, who reaches for the 4th time. And he is now 2 for 2 with a double, 2 walks, and a run. 2 stolen bases as well. Hunter Grimes going back as Jurgella. He can't make the grab at the warning track. Hunter Grimes is heading for 3rd base, and that'll be an RBI triple, which makes this a 5-4 game. Jurgella tried making the grab at the warning track. The ball went up the wall and under his glove. With a huge head of steam came Grimes to 3rd base. And the lead is cut to 1 once again. So back-to-back base runners allowed as it was a walk to Ressler with 2 outs, and now the triple. And this one's hit into deep right field, but McGinnis is near the warning track and makes the grab off the bat of Joey Spence. Hard hit ball by the catcher. But that is how the 7th inning comes to a close. Lakeshore adds another RBI triple by Hunter Grimes. And the Woodchucks will be back up to bat to try and answer when we come back on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet. Track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan. Offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just 1 line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
Of the 7 hits on the board for Wausau, and is responsible for 2 of the runs, 1 scoring, 1 driven in. 1-0 from Soder, who's out there for a second full inning of work. Third full inning of work, rather. Went the full 6th and then... Or no, I was right the first time. Second full inning of work. And Dalton Pearson swings at another breaking ball. As he went a third of the way in the 6th and then all the way through the 7th did Blake Soder. And that one clips the inner edge. And Dalton Pearson is struck out to start things off in the 8th here. Looking. Rare to say Dalton Pearson has struck out. Feels like I haven't said that in a long time as a part of these Woodchucks broadcasts, whether home or away. In fact, after this game, I think I'm going to check back and see when the last time he was struck out was. Sure, it wasn't too long ago. I think it was just earlier this week, but it feels like it's been a long time with how hot he's been. And after the Pearson strikeout, Brennan Holt steps in for the 5th time. 0 for 3. With a walk and a run. And it's a 1-1 count off the right-handed arm of Blake Soder. And Holt takes that one low. Holt was the first batter that Soder faced off against when Soder came in relief of Jackson Bond back in the 6th with 2, or the 5th with 2 outs. And this one's hit into shallow right field by Holt, and a diving grab made by Adam Kootway for out number 2. And Brennan Holt retired for the 4th time. Back-to-back flyouts for the Oklahoma State second baseman, as that'll bring back up to the plate Brent Witter. Witter, who had the single back in the 7th, the leadoff single, and then was scored after the stolen base, a part of the RBI double from Colin Brigham, his 3rd double in the last 3 games. And if you will, his 3rd double in the past 2 days. 1-0. Clips the low inside corner. 1-1 count to the Evansville ace, Brent Witter. Witter 1 for 2, 2 walks, and a run. 2 stolen bases as well. And that one misses from Soder for ball 2. Two-one. And Witter into left center. That'll drop for Witter's 2nd single of the game. So picks up hits 12 and 13 of the season for Wausau, and back-to-back at-bats and back-to-back innings. 2-out single for the Evansville ace, and he has gotten the better of Soder in these 2 plate appearances against the right-hander from Aurora, Illinois. And now with 2 outs comes up to the plate Colin Brigham, who is 1 for 3 at the RBI double in his last at-bat, and he swings through a fastball. The left-handed first baseman for Wausau. The Oklahoma State Cowboy. And he takes outside and high off the arm of Blake Soder. Soder's 1-1 with 2 outs. Witter at first base. And that's a breaking ball that Colin Brigham was way under. Last road game for the Woodchucks was a 1-0 shutout loss to Fond du Lac on Father's Day this past Sunday. In fact, that was the last game you listened to on this Woodchucks Baseball Network. 1-2, breaking ball low. It was a 4-game homestand these past 3 days, 2 with Wisconsin Rapids and the doubleheader with Madison yesterday. Both teams who the Woodchucks have now faced 6 times this season, 2-4 against Rapids and 5-1 against Madison. 2-2 to Brigham from Soder. And he fouls it off. He'll stay alive at 2-2. Two outs. And Brigham swings and misses at the curveball off the arm of Soder. And he gets the better of that matchup this time. It's 5-4 into the bottom of the 8th, where the Woodchucks look to hold on to this lead before coming up to bat again in the 9th. As Dominic Reed will head back out there, we'll step aside for a few moments here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet. Track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan. Offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
Bottom of the 8th inning here as Brady Council steps into bat and swings at the first pitch he sees over to Simon Sherry, 6-3. Off the first pitch of the half inning from Dominic Reed. And now with one out already in the 8th comes Josh Overbeek, the third baseman from Cisco College. The Cincinnati, Ohio native back up for the 4th time, 1 for 3. Single came back in his last at-bat in the 6th. 1-0. That's outside for ball 2. Righty-lefty matchup between the right-handed throwing Dominic Reed and the left-handed batting Josh Overbeek. 2-0, 1 out. And that is an off-speed, grazed off the bat into the glove of Drew Stengren for strike 1 from Overbeek. And the 2-1 is taken at the lower half. In there for strike 2, 2-2 count to Overbeek, who's kind of been a seasoned player already just this season. Ground ball, that goes just foul. And that wouldn't have been the worst thing in the world for Wausau if that stayed fair, as Brigham was well over that one to what would have been making the easy out at first base for out 2. Overbeek looking to keep this inning rolling and not being the second out, as he will for at least another pitch. That one outside and a fastball from Reed. And the payoff with one out. And Overbeek will be heading over to first base. Second walk allowed for Dominic Reed since coming in to start the 7th. And last time he allowed a walk, that base runner would score. And now comes to the plate a guy who got a hold of one back in the 2nd in his first plate appearance, Cody Kelly, the first baseman. And he takes a low changeup for ball 1. One 0 to Kelly. And that one missed again on a fastball. And Ross Davis is going to head out there to talk to Dominic Reed after missing his spot in these last few pitches. Because this feels like a spot where allowing another base runner would certainly not be a good thing for Wausau. Another really close game the Woodchucks are in. But at this point in the game yesterday, they were trailing by 2 runs. And it was in this bottom half of the 8th where the Woodchucks would try and answer, being down 6-4, but would leave base runners stranded in scoring position. Been a pretty common theme for this Woodchucks team as they have left 11 base runners stranded so far in this game tonight, but still lead at 5-4. Reed checks over to Brigham at first base. Nothing doing, trying to pick off Overbeek. 2-0. Fouled off by Kelly. That'll be strike 1. The 2-1 from Reed. And that is popped into the air, and Brent Witter in foul territory makes the grab for out number 2. And that is a breath of fresh air for Dominic Reed on the mound, as Adam Kootway will look to avoid being the last out here in the 8th inning. And he'll foul off the first pitch he sees from Reed. And the 0-1 taken for ball 1. 1-1 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Woodchucks looking to keep a 5-4 lead. And that is hit over the glove of Brigham and into right field by Adam Kootway. And that'll be a 2-out single. That does advance Overbeek over to third. Woodchucks dealing with another jam as Lakeshore picks up their 10th hit of the game. And now with runners on the corners again, a very similar situation to what Wausau has seen a few different times tonight. Drew Townsend, the 9-hitter, steps in for the 4th time, the Missouri State product. (1-0). Swung and missed at on a huge swing by Drew Townsend. I meant going for the fences-esque swing by Townsend. Way in front of a breaking ball from Dominic Reed. Townsend, the Kansas City native. And that one gets away from Stengren behind the plate. That'll be an easy score to tie up the game here as Overby comes home on the pass ball. Unideal situation for Wausau, as it's now 5-5 here in the bottom of the 8th. One, two. And it's fouled off by Townsend. Adam Kootway advances second after that pass ball. Reads 1-2 again. And that one caught the high outside corner. And Townsend is down looking. Big strikeout for Dominic Reed. And that is how the 8th inning will come to a close. Lakeshore ties it up, though, and we're heading into the 9th here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network. Buckle in.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
Tie game, 5-5, and we're heading into the top of the 9th inning. Woodchucks in the midst of another close game where extras is certainly a possibility. As facing off against 5, 6, 7 here in the 9th for the Woodchucks will be new pitcher Ben Whiteside for the Lakeshore Chinooks. And Jesse Donahoe, the first batter faced by the left-handed 6'5", throwing 225, Ben Whiteside, the native of Grand Rapids, Michigan, and the Butler Bulldog. Coming in for his 8th appearance for Lakeshore, 1-0 record as Donahoe fouls off the 1-0. He has a save as well as a 2.7 ERA and a .98 whip. Giving up 10 hits, struck out 8 batters. Donahoe on this game, 1 for 3 with a walk. And he takes ball 2 on a fastball inside. Coming in to a situation, looking to hold the Chinooks to a tie game as Donahoe grounds it over to Wrestler. And the throw to Kelly in time for out number 1. So Donahoe down on a ground out, and that will bring up Mike McGinnis. McGinnis, who reached on drop third strike back in the 7th. Haven't been able to say that once this season yet, as McGinnis thinks about swinging on the curveball, but lays off it for ball one. McGinnis hit a single, which is an RBI single back in the first, as he'll hit the 1-0 in the air and foul. Woodchucks looking to win their first game on the road since they took down Wisconsin Rapids back in game 14 of the season. That was 2 Sundays ago. Ever since then, they are 0-3 as McGinnis hits this one into the air again and foul. Or 0-2, I should say. But overall, they're 4-6 on the road in general. And have not fared incredibly in close games this season. Picked up their first one-run win of the season last night against Madison in that 8-7 thriller with the walk-off. As McGinnis into the glove of Brady Council, who had to play it on a hop smartly, and throws it to Kelly. 2 up, 2 down here as both Georgia State Panthers have grounded out now. And with 2 outs, the Woodchucks looking to get some offense going before Lakeshore will try and walk it off in the 9th. Drew Stengren will be who tries to keep the inning alive for Wausau. And he's reached tonight on 2 hit by pitches and a walk and a fielder's choice. He's 0 for 1. And Stengren fouls off the first fastball he sees from Ben Whiteside. After 2 1/3 from Blake Soder, giving up 4 hits, 2 runs, and a couple strikeouts. After 7 walks in the outing of 5 2/3 for Jackson Bond, none were thrown by Blake Soder. And the count is now 2-1 to Drew Stengren, as the off-speed misses just outside. 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. 5-5 ball game, and Stengren swings through that one for strike 2. 2-2 count to the Central Michigan man. Game 1 of 2 in this 2-game set between Lakeshore and Wausau. And Stengren into the glove of Brady Council on a line out 1-2-3 for the Chinooks on defense here in the 9th. And they will have a chance to score a run and win the ball game when we come back, as the Woodchucks will look to force extras for the second straight night here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com. If the Woodchucks want to win this one, they'll have to force extras. As after they were up 5-3 after 6.5, Lakeshore has scored 1 in the 7th and 1 in the 8th. And they now have a chance to win this game here in the 9th with a walk-off. But looking to hold them into the 10th coming in is Cole Henschel, the left-hander, and the Richmond Spider, who's coming in first for his 5th outing as a Woodchuck. He's 0-1 with a save of 5.79 ERA, a 1-point Ross for Lakeshore. Grant Ross 2 for 4 with a run. 1-1 count from the lefty Henschel. And Grant Ross into right field. And McGinnis will have to play it on a hop. That's the 3rd single of the game for Grant Ross. And the leadoff man is on here in the 9th for Lakeshore. Wausau, who walked off Madison last night, looking to avoid being walked off on tonight. But that is not the start that Wausau needed here, as Cole Henschel has just let up his 4th hit. He came into the game against Wisconsin Rapids on Monday night, which is his 4th appearance, only faced 3 batters and struck out the side, picking up 7, 8, and 9 on the season. Part of his 9 strikeouts, and that one gets away from Stengren, and the winning run is in scoring position for Lakeshore. Grant Ross off a pass ball, now at second base with no outs. And Gabe Ressler, who has been very good at the plate tonight. He's 2 for 2 with a double, 2 walks, and 2 runs. 2 stolen bases as well. Has not been retired yet for the Woodchucks, or by the Woodchucks on defense tonight. Ressler, 1-0, fouls it off. Woodchucks can't escape these late game dramatics. Comfortable 14-8 win yesterday in Game 1 against Madison, but then trailing by 3 in the bottom of the 9th, score 3, force extras, and then walk it off in the bottom of the 10th. And Ressler showed bunt, but then pulled it back and took a low fastball by Henschel. 1-2. Henschel, and it's fouled off by Ressler. He'll stay alive. Henschel going right at him with a fastball. On 1-2, not trying to risk a ball, getting past Stengren once again and putting Grant Ross at third base. A lot of different backstops in this Great Lakes West. This one probably being the biggest that I've seen. 1-2, swing and a miss. And Henschel picks up his 10th strikeout of the season on a big time as Ressler retired for the first time. Lakeshore looking to snap a 4-game losing streak and pick up their first win of the season over Wausau and drop the Woodchucks to 4-7 on the road. Woodchucks looking to hold Lakeshore into the 10th and go into extras for the 2nd straight game. To the plate comes Hunter Grimes. Grimes had the RBI triple in his last at-bat. Other than that, he has not reached base. And that's going to be a hit by pitch called against Hunter Grimes on the first pitch thrown by Henschel. And now with runners on first and second and 1 out, Henschel facing off against the left-handed batting Joey Spence, who has also been having himself a very nice night at the plate. This guy has walk-off potential behind his bat here. 0-1 from Henschel. And he hits one, grounded in the infield. Colin Brigham will wait for it, steps on the bag for out number 2. But runners are now at second and third. As Spence grounds out. And Lakeshore, with a hit, will win this game. Brady Council, who is 0 for 4, has a chance to win the game for Lakeshore. First pitch from Henschel. Swung at into right field, and it goes foul. Push over into right field. Looked like it had a chance for a second off the bat of Brady Council, but instead, it is strike one. Henschel looking to get out of this. Swing and a miss on an elevated fastball, and Henschel's got him down 0-2. Council, like I mentioned, who's 0 for 4, has to be retired here to force extras. Oh, 2 outs. And he fouls it back. Henschel going right back to the fastball. A 14-10 Woodchucks, the 8-15 Lakeshore Chinooks. Third game of 12 these two will see each other for this season. Battle of second and last in the Great Lakes West at the moment. The 0-2 again from Henschel, looking to force extras. And he fouls it back again. Council staying alive. Runners still on second and third with 2 outs. And it's fouled off again by Brady Council on a fastball. Big 10 versus Atlantic 10. Minnesota versus Richmond. Council versus Henschel. And Drew Stengren, after 3 straight foul balls by Brady Council, is going to come over and talk to Henschel, joined by Simon Sherry. A little congregation on the pitching mound between the 3 Woodchucks, and both will head back to their respective positions. Lakeshore looking for the walk-off win and to snap a 4-game losing streak. Wausau looking to force extras to try and win their 3rd straight game and take this first game of this 2-game set. Henschel 0-2 again. And that is a fastball that clips the low inside corner, and Council goes down looking. Huge strikeout for Cole Henschel, and we got extra inning baseball for you once again. Don't go anywhere, folks. The Wausau Woodchucks are playing 10th inning baseball for the 2nd straight night. We'll be back for the 10th here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
Woodchucks headed to extras for the 3rd time this season, and this time against a different team than Madison. They're facing off against the Chinooks in extra innings, and starting at second base is Mike McGinnis. For the Woodchucks, as Simon Sherry is the leadoff man here in the 10th. And Sherry fouls off the 1-0 from Ben Whiteside. Whiteside is into his second full inning of work now after going 1-2-3 against the Woodchucks in the ninth. 1-1. Sherry puts down a bunt, but puts it down foul. And that is not how you wanted to go down. Actually, it is a pinch runner in the game for the Woodchucks. It's Drew Berkland pinch running at second base. So he'll be replacing Drew Stengren. Wouldn't be surprised if Berkland is now the catcher in the bottom half of the 10th. 1-2 count to Simon Sherry as Berkland. And that is one put into center field by Sherry, and Berkland will be held at third base. So that is a single, a no-out single here in the 10th to put runners on the corners now. And Simon Sherry hits his second straight single and back-to-back at-bats. And now Drew Berkland's Minnesota Golden Gopher teammate Brady Jurgella will look to score Berkland from third off just a ball that can leave the infield. Jurgella also at risk of losing his 5-game hit streak and 15-game on-base streak. And Simon Sherry is off to second base. The double play ball no longer in effect. It looks like the Lakeshore Chinooks were expecting that to happen. As Jurgella now dealing with runners on second and third, facing off against Whiteside. And Jurgella fouls it off on the 1-0. Woodchucks have not had an extra inning game go past the 10th. They hit a 3-run home run against Madison to put them above 6-4, and then walked them off last night as well. And the breaking ball just getting away from Spence behind the plate for ball 2, but Spence able to keep an eye on it, so Berkland couldn't come home. 2-1 count between lefty pitcher Whiteside and the lefty hitter Jurgella. Jurgella, a straight pull lefty usually. 2-1. And Jurgella takes high fastball. This might sound incorrect, but loading the bases would not be the worst thing in the world for Lakeshore. As the double play ball now back in effect as Jurgella takes a 5-pitch walk. Although this guy coming to the plate right here is who walked off Madison last night. And he's now batting with no outs and runners on every base here in the 10th for Wausau. Jurgella walks, so he reaches base for the 16th straight game. His 5-game hit streak more than likely has come to an end. But now with bases loaded, Dalton Pearson just has to put one in the deep outfield to take the lead for the Woodchucks. A guy who is 2 for 4 with an RBI, 2 doubles, a walk, and a run has a chance to be the hero again tonight for Wausau. Of course, if they can win the game by not allowing Lakeshore to tie or win the game themselves in the 10th. Tie hypothetically if Dalton Pearson scores at least 1 run here for Wausau. The extra inning here of a night ago, Dalton Pearson steps to the plate facing off against the left-handed pitching Ben Whiteside. And last time I talked to Dalton Pearson about him hitting off a lefty, he said, quote unquote, I see lefties amazingly. And those are not my words, those are his exactly. Amazingly being a very interesting choice of adverb. The Georgia State Panther has a chance to take the lead for Wausau here in the 10th. And he fouls off the elevated fastball for 2-1. Pearson struck out looking in his last at-bat the first time he faced off against Whiteside. Looking to get the better of the left-hander this time around. Butler against Georgia State, 2-1. And it's inside, 3-1 counts. One more ball and the Woodchucks take the lead. It wouldn't be the first walk to score a run home tonight as well. 3-run, 3-1 counts here. No outs, top of the 10th. Pearson into left field. And Brock Moss is going to hold Simon Sherry at third. RBI single for Dalton Pearson. Dalton Pearson does it again. His third hit of the game. And the Woodchucks take a 6-5 lead here in the 10th. Bases are still loaded with no outs. And Brennan Holt steps to the plate for the first time here in the 10th. And the 6th time overall, he's 0 for 5 with a walk and a run. Oh, 1. And that one gets away from Spence behind the plate. Simon Sherry slides it home. 7-5 Wausau. Two runs scored here in the top of the 7th. Or the top of the 10th. And it's 7-5. Wausau looking to win their third game in extra innings this season and take this first of two here in Lakeshore. 1-1 to Brennan Holt. High fastball, 2-1. Simon Sherry scores, and that puts Brady Jurgella at third and Dalton Pearson at second. Two-1 to Holt. And he takes it on the high outside corner for strike 2. Wausau will at least have a chance to win it in their half of the 10th. Holt takes that one. Smart decision on the breaking ball, and the count's full with no outs. This inning by no means near over, as Brennan Holt looking to reach base for the second time and keep it going. Payoff pitch, and it's outside. Bases are juiced once again. Ben Whiteside has loaded the bases once again here in the 10th. Still with no outs, and Brent Witter looking to increase the 7-5 lead for Wausau now. There is action going on in the Lakeshore pen, as Whiteside could be seeing his outing come to an end soon. Witter swings through a breaking ball for strike 1. Witter, a couple singles. They both came in his last two at-bats. 0-1 to Witter. And Witter into left field. That'll be played on a hop. And Brock Moss is going to hold Dalton Pearson at third. But that is an RBI single for Brent Witter. 3 runs now scored here in the 10th. 8-5 Wausau. And the bases stay loaded. Brent Witter's third hit of the game. And that is going to be it for Ben Whiteside. Trevor Cho making a change here. Bases still loaded. Wausau has scored 3 already. Still no outs here in the top of the 10th. Woodchucks looking for a first game winner here in Lakeshore. We'll be back in just a few moments here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet, track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan. Offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, you know, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Colin Brighamon dealing with bases loaded, facing off against the new Lakeshore pitcher, Grant Ross of Madison College, coming in for Ben Whiteside, and he inherits bases loaded. Brighamon has grounded into a double play of 4-6-3 for outs 1 and 2, but the Woodchucks score another run as Pearson makes his way on home. And it's now 9-5 Wausau. Brennan Holtz over at third base, the lone base runner now. As Witter and Brighamon both down. Jesse Donahoe looking to make this a 5-run ball game and give the Woodchucks even more cushion heading into their bottom of the 10th inning. 0-1. And Donahoe takes that one just outside from pitcher Grant Ross. Grant Ross, the Pewaukee, Wisconsin native who just finished up his redshirt freshman year at Madison College. 1-1 to Donahoe. Donahoe into deep center field, and it's into the glove, though, of Hunter Grimes for out number 3 here in the 10th. But the Woodchucks add 4 and have a big cushion heading in to the bottom of the 10th, where they'll look to pick up their 3rd straight win, and Cole Henschel heading back out there. Woodchucks ahead 9-5 here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, you know, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com. Cole Henschel needs 3 more outs to get the job done and win this 3rd game of the season over Lakeshore for the Woodchucks and win their 3rd game in extra innings this season, improving to 3-0 in extras. Starting at second base for Lakeshore will be Brady Council, and Josh Overbeek steps in facing off against Henschel, who's looking to come into what unfortunately would not be a save situation after it's a 4-run lead now for Wausau. And Overbeek fouls it off. He's down 0-2. So Council, after striking out looking against Henschel, is the runner at second, and the Woodchucks are not worried about him in the slightest, as he has to be someone who you just kind of disregard. You have to focus on getting out the batter at the plate. Winning 9-6 would be just fine. Drew Birkland, who came into pinch run for Drew Stengren, in catching now. And that one is fouled off by Overbeek into the right field area. And it'll stay alive at 1-2. We'll try the 1-2 with Henschel again. And it's a swing and a miss on a slider by Henschel. 1 down here in the 10th. 2 more needed for the Chucks. And now with 1 out and a runner still at second, Cody Kelly up to the plate. Ground ball past the glove of Brennan Holt. And Trevor Cho will be holding Brady Council at third, but that is a 1-out single for Cody Kelly's 2nd hit of the game. And it keeps the game alive for the time being. And now Adam Kootway steps in for the Lakeshore Chinooks. A 4-run 10th inning for the Woodchucks has them sitting fancy here in the bottom of the 10th as Henschel's first fastball in there for strike 1 to Kootway, the UW Whitewater man. Runners on the corners with 1 out. 0-1, and Kootway takes outside. Kootway 1 for 4 with a single that came back in the 8th. Henschel looking to get out of this thing. And that is a foul ball by Kootway for strike 2. Two one, or 1-2 rather, from Henschel to Kootway. And the slider missing just outside, making it a 2-2 count. Council at third, Kelly at first, Kootway at the dish. Cole Henschel looking to take Wausau to win number 15 on the season. And that one misses low and outside. 4-3, full count, 1 out. 9-5 lead for the Woodchucks over the Chinooks. Payoff pitch, 1 out. And Kootway swings and misses at a fastball, 2 down. Henschel with 3 strikeouts. And the last 4 batters faced And the Lakeshore Chinooks are down to their last out here tonight. And stepping to the plate, looking to avoid being the final out, is Drew Townsend from Missouri State, the 9-hitter. And he takes a fastball just outside for ball 1 from Henschel. 1 for 3 on the day with a walk and a run is Townsend. Henschel's 1-0 is in there on the outer half. 1-1 count. Runners still in the corners for the Chinooks. Council and Kelly, the two who still man them. 1-1. And taken on the lower half. Breaking ball by Henschel. One more strike needed, and the Woodchucks win game number 15 of the season. 1-2. Runners are going. And off to second base only is Cody Kelly. He was the runner I meant. As now runners at second and third. 2-2. 2 outs. Henschel to Townsend. And that just misses. Birkeland tried to reframe it back into the strike zone. Didn't work. And it's a full count once again. Payoff pitch. 2 outs here in the 10th. And that's hit in the air. Just into left field. Come back in the infield. Simon Sherry. Out number 3. And the Woodchucks have won in extra innings. Once again, back-to-back extra inning wins for the Woodchucks. And they take this one 9-5. A 4-run frame in the 10th. Gets the job done. And the Chucks move to 15-10 on the season. Lakeshore falling to 8-16, and Wausau wins this game 1 of 2 here in Lakeshore. Come back tomorrow night, right back here at 6:35 for game 2 of this 2-game set as Wausau looks to complete a 2-game sweep. But for now, I'm Will Charlton. Thank you for listening tonight. We'll see you tomorrow here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.